So tell us, Batman, how do you feel about what's going on in the comic book world?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another comic book video. Before I begin, I just want to say thank you so much for the support you guys have shown in the previous comic book video. I'm going to try my best to make sure that this video is either as entertaining or still as enjoyable to watch. Now, this video isn't a comic book haul or a comic book pickup type of deal. It's more of a review and opinion and a summary of what's been going on with these comic books that I'm going to be talking about. Now, there's going to be 3 of them. And it's going to be entertaining because the reason why I'm doing it in this order is because it kind of helps out. It helped me out in terms of more of a reading situation. And this is my dog, Batman. How you doing, buddy? I'm doing a video. So the first comic book that we're going to be talking about is DC Rebirth issue 1. Now this is the original cover because you guys can see. You guys are going to know the difference in a second here. I'm trying to make sure that you guys don't get too much glare. And pay attention to this corner right here where the arm is. This is the first cover, and now this is the reprint. This is the reprint of issue 1. Now pay attention to, to this one right here. There we go. The arm is actually showing. Now if you've been caught up to date or you already know who the character is, then cool. If you don't know who the character is, that character is actually part of the Watchmen universe. Now the reason why I'm starting off with this book is because I know I'm a little bit late in terms of reviewing it or talking about it, but it's really, I still recommend you guys pick it up in order for you to know, or in order to have like a nice read, and this is the reason why I'm picking these 3 books specifically. So the first one right here is the DC Rebirth issue 1. Now, this book is heavily revolves around Wally West, the original Wally West, not the New 52 Wally West. He bounces between character to character trying to get them to remember him so that way he can help somebody. He's trying to warn them and let them know that something's about to happen. And as you're reading, even yourself, you're wondering what exactly is going on, but a lot of rumors and spoilers were already posted when the comic book, even before the comic book came out. So thank you guys so much for spoiling it before. You ruined the surprise. Not for a lot of people, it didn't really ruin it, but like, it would have been more enjoyable to not know these things, is what I say, is what I mean. So, like I said, Wally West bounces between character to character, bounces between Batman, bounces between a certain character in there that I want to spoil because it was a very heartbreaking moment, even for me. And finally we speed up, and we get to the point where he's talking about, hi there, buddy. My dog wants attention. So like I was saying, Wally West finally reaches up to Barry Allen, the Flash, and then Barry Allen's just looking at him very confused because Barry's kind of experiencing like some kind of deja vu. And I know. And while Barry's trying to figure out what's going on because he's seeing somebody in front of him just constantly reminding him about certain things and he's trying to warn him, Barry still doesn't know. But before Wally gets sucked into the Speed Force, Barry Allen finally remembers that this is Wally West, the Wally West that he knows. So he reaches out, grabs him by the arm, pulls him out of the Speed Force, and actually saves Wally West. Now, Barry goes on and apologizes to him because he just didn't remember, but Wally tries to explain to him that something is wrong. That time was taken away, or 10 years were just like, they just disappeared and everyone forgot exactly what was going on. The reason why now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the second comic book relating to Flashpoint, or DC Rebirth I mean, is The Flash, issue 1. Now the reason why I'm saying you guys got to pick this one up too is because this one also is in a way kind of like a pre-sequel type of deal. Like it's a prequel. Pre-sequel is from Borderlands, I don't know why I said that. But it's kind of like a prequel in the sense that you get to see what Barry Allen was doing before he bumped into Wally West. You get to see a lot of things that are just kind of like, they fill in like the gaps, because even for me while I was reading DC Rebirth, I wanted to know what these heroes were doing before, they decided to just throw in a lot of characters and a lot of specific moments in the book. You had Batman discovering that there's 3 different Jokers. You had, I'm not going to say anymore. But the reason why, like I said, to pick up this one is because you have Barry Allen going off, and it starts off in the issue with him working a crime scene. Now, a little bit of history starts to repeat itself, or ends up, not repeats itself, but it's kind of like, it's showing itself. Like, he's very familiar with the crime scene, the specific crime scene, which a lot of you already know what I'm talking about. Now, after a while, Barry still feels off. He keeps mentioning that the Speed Force is trying to tell him something, or that he's having some kind of like flashes, like flashbacks of memories that he doesn't remember or something like that. So he goes off and tries to have a conversation with his father about it, and his father asks, why have you never done any research into the Speed Force? And Barry says, because this is the one thing that the League, Star Labs, and even Argus made like a pact. Like they said that no one should be allowed to research the Speed Force for Honestly, I don't even know what reason. There's probably a reason why, but I don't know the reason for it. Now, finally we get to the point where Barry's running and he bumps into Wally West. And right then and there we get a little bit more of what should have been put in the Rebirth book, but we get it inside the Flash book, which is completely fine because it's more Flash oriented. And we finally get to see that moment where Barry pulls Wally out. Barry tells him that he's gonna have to get a new suit, that there's already a Wally West, and Wally already understands the situation. And Wally tries to explain to Flash, to Barry Allen. I know Flash. Barry's trying to understand what's going on, and Wally's trying to tell him that somebody is already looking over them, and somebody already knows that Barry saved Wally. So at this point they're kind of more like more paranoid rather than trying to say like, yo, this is what happened. Now they're just like, we need to prepare for whatever is supposed to be happening or whatever they're expecting. Now, this is the next book that I'm gonna be talking about, folks. The next book that I'm going to be talking about is the Titans Rebirth. Now, a lot of old school Titans or Teen Titans or Titans fans are going to love this one because you get pretty much the original Titans to come back. And by original Titans, I mean you got Arsenal, you got Donna Troy, you got Nightwing, Omen, Tempest, and oh my god, what was the other one? Obviously Wally himself. So Wally tries to go ahead and kind of like, he breaks into the apartment or like a building that the Titans are already in. But he bumps into the first Titan, which is Dick Grayson, Nightwing. Nightwing's trying to fight against Wally, but Wally's trying to dodge everything that's being thrown at him. And finally they get to the point where they kind of like, they don't really touch it, or they kind of do touch, and a little shock like bursts into Nightwing, and Nightwing starts to get memories of who Wally West was, which I thought was kind of like weird, to be honest, because I would have pictured something more of like he sees the guy, like Wally takes off the mask, and then you got your flashback like, oh my god, it's Wally. But instead they did it to more where like a little bolt of electricity sparks every member of the Titans. So after Nightwing, somebody else comes in. I think it was Tempest or Omen. I think it was Tempest. I get the characters mixed up because these are not Titans that I'm very familiar with. And it just bounces between character. Like everybody that tries to go at them, Roy starts to remember who Wally was. Everybody else starts to remember who Wally was. Donna, Tempest, everybody starts to remember who Wally was. And then they all just like freak out and they start to say, see, we knew something was wrong. We knew somebody was missing. Sorry about that, folks. I wanted to make sure he wasn't chewing on something. But like I was saying, they were trying to explain that they always knew that someone was missing, that something just wasn't complete. And it wasn't until now where they realized that it was always Wally West that was missing. And again, folks, like I feel really good about these 3 books in particular that you guys should definitely pick up. I hope I did this video correctly. I wanted to be more of like a review summary, instead of having it to where like, I don't know. Again, you guys, you gotta let me know in the comment section below if I did like a pretty decent job, or if there are things that I can improve on, or if you enjoyed me doing this with, the picture panels that kind of like bouncing around in the video. But again, folks, these are the comics again, just in case you wanted to know. I will be putting them in the description. This is something I was told in the previous comic book video that I should start doing, and I'm gonna start doing it so you guys know which comic book it is. But I'll say it here in the video just in case you're still watching and you want to know the comic books and you don't want to rewind the video. So the first one is DC Rebirth issue 1. There's a chance that you probably won't find this cheap because I've already been to 3 different comic stores and they already have the first print up to about $10 to $15. Your best chance is getting the reprint right here, which is $6. Unless you find a comic store that sells the first printing for $3, then you pick either one. But personally, I got both because, like I said before in my previous comic book video, I'm a fan of variants and I'm a fan of reprints that have different designs. So the reprint is the one that has the arm showing a little bit more, and the first print doesn't have the arm showing. It just has the hand kind of like glowing out. Now the next comic book is The Flash Rebirth issue 1. Now I recommend you guys to really pick this up anyways, even if you don't want to pick up the Rebirth issue, because the Flash series looks like it's going to be promising, and I personally really enjoyed this read, along with the Titans. This is Titans Rebirth, not Teen Titans. This is Titans. I think there's going to be a Teen Titans Rebirth, but that's completely different. This is Titans. This is the one that you got to pick up. And if you don't pick up, again, like I said, the Rebirth issue, folks, at least pick these 2 up. You have to. I personally feel like you will enjoy the story a little bit easier. Like, it'll be easier to follow if you know what I mean. And again, folks, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous because this is the first time I attempted to do some kind of video like this. So again, please, any feedback, help me out here so I can improve in the next video. But again, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless. And I will see you all in the next comic book video, and hopefully I have the funds to go out of my way and do another comic book haul video and, you know, show you guys the comic books and explain it again why I picked these books up. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.